Come on in. Welcome to the van lab.
This is awesome. Good to see you guys.
So today we have a special guest, which is Gary Leduc from Texas, also known as the parts guru, just because he's really good at knowing what kind of parts there are.
Out of the parts book, yeah.
But mostly for first gens. So
Yep.
not much of a fan on the second gens, but that's okay. There's
That's
plenty
okay.
of vendors that see
That's
the same
okay.
way.
That's all right.
Whatever you can invest my time in.
All right. So we're hoping to get a few how-to videos going here, and that is one of the goals. Gary got a tour of the Van Lab Boneyard, which
Field of Dreams.
well, it's either the Field of Dreams or Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island. Anyway,
So
so we wanted to get your reaction to Mark's procurement of parts here. He has a good organized idea where things are.
Did you take a scan to show everybody all the axles are just like piled
Oh
up?
yeah.
you
Yeah,
got it
of
set,
course.
yeah.
Of course.
All tagged and all repaired and everything.
some of it's organized. It's easier to find the stuff that's difficult to hide, like rear axles and front axles. But I won't say that I haven't lost and maybe still cannot locate some of the boxes that are tote sized. Sometimes I can't put my hands on that right away.
Like the broken door handle.
Like the broken door handle, that's right. We were going to do, and still hope to do, a broken cargo door handle shaft repair. And I know I've got some of those, but I just can't put my hands on the broken part. So Gary has a real neat replacement for these shafts that break, and that is right here. Maybe get a close-up of this. This is a shaft for a cargo door handle on the side and the rear, and they're interchangeable first and second gen.
Yes.
And there's this square shaft that goes into the latch mechanism. There's a cut in the shaft that
The clip goes on there to hold the door handle from falling off.
right, so that's what keeps the door handle from pulling out. And then it usually breaks right there at that cut. So this piece would go into the door handle, and the way I understand it is the cargo door handle that is right here, we would drill that out to accept the threads here. So we'll 7/16 by 20 tap
14.
that.
7/16, 14.
7/16 14, which means I got the wrong tap.
Oh, I was going to put it in the drawer too.
And so we'll replace that with this one, which will repair a lot of those cargo door handles, and hopefully we're going to be able to show that today.
Many hours later.
Hi, good afternoon. Gary Leduc. I'm in sunny California. I'm at Mark Burnitz's van lab, and today I'm here to show you how to do a repair on the gas pedal brackets on first and second gen vans. And I'm going to show you where the location is on the van. Okay, so we're going to show you the location inside the cab, driver's side. Of course, there's the gas pedal, and right down underneath, buried, is the bracket, which you can't see. We'll show you from the underside. It's secured from this side by 2 1/4 bolts with 7/16 wrench. And to aid to showing you where the bracket is located, we have a cutaway van here, the underside. And as you can see, this is the bracket that we're going to be discussing. This happens to be a bracket in good condition, which won't be the subject of the repair. And you can find the bracket relative to the brake switch. And we're going to be removing this bracket, and here's where the 2 1/4 screws are mounted. And the lever moves when you run the gas pedal, it moves back and forth. Okay, what we're showing here is we've got all the parts disassembled and removed from the van. So this gives you a good feel for the physical components that you're dealing with. So mainly what you're going to do when you get it apart, it's either rusted up or frozen. But if you look at this component, this is the pedal bracket that we're talking about. So if your metal on the tube is in good shape, you can simply order some new bushings, some replacement bushings, and put new bushings and put it all back together. Now, if that's not the case, you may have this example here, which we're going to use here. This is an example of the bracket that's rusted out, and bushing replacement will not serve this. And that would be the main subject matter that we have of replacing this tube to have a nice serviceable bracket. So we have now here is the damaged or rotted out pedal bracket. So this is the damage that we showed earlier around this area here. It's going to cause you to replace it. What you want to do is you're going to want to replace this whole tube section right here with something that you can get commercially online. They have a couple of recommendations that we can offer you. The hardware stores have split bushings. They are 2 inches long, supposed to be 1/2 inch OD with a 3/8 inch ID. A part that I like to use, I've ordered off of eBay. One of the guys sells them, the same thing, 2 inches long, 1/2 inch OD, and 3/8 ID. The ID is a little tighter than the hardware store bushing and gives you a little snugger fit. And when we use this part that I'm recommending here, we're going to eliminate using bushings, which I feel will improve the durability, the robustness of this part. So our first step in the repair is we're going to take a drill, 1/2 inch drill, and we're going to remove this tube so we can replace it. Saw in the time-lapse videos, we cleaned out or removed the old tube, drilled it out, and then got the remaining debris out using a die grinder that we happen to have. For you, you may just have a Dumor or Dremel at home to remove it. So after that, I've got the replacement tube, got it in position, and I'm just going to make sure it's at the 5/8, really close 5/8 dimension that the original one would have been in position. And if you can see in this backside, you should have like 1/8 of an inch sticking out in the back. This tube is longer than the original tube because it accounts for no bushing, the thickness on the bushing flange. After brazing it, we flipped it over, inspected it. This is surface right over here, mates up against the floor of the van panel, and that's going to be flush. And we notice that we have a little bit of our brazier weld material sticking up. So all I'm going to do is just going to clean that up so it has a nice mating surface for the van. And wrapping up, we just simply descaled the part, cleaned up some of the rosin core from the welding process. I didn't mention it earlier, but you can either braze, weld, or silver solder, as we did in this case here. We painted it just for aesthetics and for a little environmental protection. And you can see here's a throttle pedal rod. The part fits quite nicely. Not a lot of excessive play or anything. It's going to be a nice, robust replacement with not having any bushings in there. As a final parting note, one thing I recommend is put some lube on it, but don't use any type of wet lube. Maybe something like the Lockies that we show here, graphite. You want a dry lube, nothing that'll track dirt, keep it tracked in there and cause abrasive wear. So that's simply all we're gonna do next is just put some in here. And after that, go to assembly.